Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a new Colourpop video for you guys. This video is sponsored by Colourpop. By the way, I absolutely love working with them. They're one of my all-time favorite brands. As you guys know, all opinions on this product will be my own, but I really wanted to demo and test the new Pretty Fresh pressed face powders for you guys. I don't usually do like single product reviews like this. I usually like to review the collections, and I tend to review more like Colourpop eyeshadow, so this is a little different for me, but I do love me a good face powder. Having oily skin, powder is essential. So I really wanted to put these to the test. I thought this looked really good. They did send me 6 shades in the collection, and I want to share my thoughts on this new launch. It is available on Ulta, I just noticed today, so I thought it was perfect to upload this today, and it is available on Colourpop as well. I don't think it is in Ulta stores yet, but it is coming probably towards the end of the month, the beginning of February. I'm thinking in stores, but it should be in stores, I believe, as well. This powder retails for $14, and there is 18 shades in the line. I just saw that today it is available on Ulta.com, so I will link it down below. I believe it is also on the Colourpop website, but a little bit about this powder. I'll go ahead and read the little mailer they sent me. They did send me 6 of the shades, which I'm going to do some face swatches too, so you guys could see what they look like on me. So I have mostly, of course, some of the fair and the light shades. So this says, feel flawless with this lightweight pressed powder that you can wear alone or to set and touch up foundation. So you can use it by itself, which I did demo in the video today, and you can also use it to set. It says it has a healthy and natural finish. It's super silky, buildable, and creamy that blends to a skin-like finish and looks fresh all day. It has skin-loving ingredients in the formula. It has sunflower seed extract and cucumber fruit extract to hydrate and soften skin, so this breathable powder never looks dry or settles into fine lines. It does come with a little powder puff here inside the powder. That is what it looks like, and it just says Pretty Fresh on it. And these kind of powder puffs you could use to glide on the product. It's meant to be used with this, so you're going to get the most coverage using a puff. If you want a little bit more of a softer, kind of very natural finish, you can use a brush to put all over the face as well, but it does come with that puff if you want to apply it. It actually works really easy if you are using it all over the face to just glide that product on. So that is what the powder looks like. Like I said, they sent me 6 of the shades. Let me just share the ones that I have. Now, they didn't put any undertones on the website, so I'm just going to show you what I have and what it looks like. This is shade Fair 1, so I believe this is the lightest one in the collection. That is what it looks like here. I did swatch this on my face as well, so you guys could see, but that is going to be your lightest shade, and I feel like this one runs a little bit more cool toned. Next up, we have the shade Fair 2. I feel like this one is more neutral than the Fair 1. Very slight difference, just more undertone changes. Next up, I have Fair 4. This one is more of a warm, kind of yellow undertoned color. That's what it looks like in the pan. And then on the face, swatch all the fair shades on one side, and then I do have a few of the light shades. So the next one I have, it jumps over to light 6. And it looks like this. Next is light 7. I feel like this one had a little bit more cool tones in it. This is the one I really like for my setting powder shade. So this one is light 7. And on the face, it looks like this. I think it matches the best personally. And then the last one that they sent me is light 8. So I'm so sorry I don't have the full range to share. Otherwise, I totally would have. But they did just send the colors that would work best for me. And then here is light 8. I feel like that one jumps a bit and it gets a lot darker. You could see it on the face as well. It kind of jumps from the 7 to the 8. But those are the ones that I have, a little swatch test for you. Now I want to go ahead and get into the application. Alright guys, so I'm going to start by trying this out just as an all over like powder foundation just to see what the coverage is like. I'm going to take the little sponge tip here and go into this on half of my face. I'm using the light 7 shade. So I'm thinking, well, hopefully this will match okay. So let me go ahead and show you on this side. I do have more breakouts here, so we'll see really what the coverage is. So I'm just kind of swiping this on with the little puff that it comes with. Alright, so this is how it looks on this half of the face. So it did kind of smooth over those breakouts so they're not so noticeable, but it's definitely a very light coverage. Like, I probably wouldn't consider this a powder foundation because usually I consider a foundation to have more coverage than this, but it does look very smooth. It does look very airbrushed on the skin, and just kind of hides that redness. So if you're just looking to maybe hide a little bit of redness, if you're going out and just want to wear a little something to like perfect things a bit, then maybe this would be good, but I think I'm gonna like it better as just a all over setting powder. Let me go ahead and set the other side of my face, and I'm gonna use a huge brush for this one. This one is the BK Beauty 105, and I'm gonna smooth this on with the brush. So yeah, it really just kind of gives a little bit of a more perfected, a little bit more matte look, a little more blurred to the skin. So it does a little bit, but probably not something I would reach for as like a foundation, because I do prefer a little bit more coverage. I'd probably use like a skin tint over this. So yeah, that is the face with everything on. It does look more perfected for sure, and I'm glad it did hide those breakouts. If I was going to wear this on its own, I would definitely go in and spot conceal it just a little bit more. But that's how it looks like just all over. Let's go ahead and try it as a setting powder. Alright, so I put a skin tint on to test out the powder just so I can see if it adds any coverage. I did conceal just a little bit of blemishes I had, and I did want to try this powder under the eyes too. So I grabbed a lighter shade for the eyes in Fair 2. And I'm going to go ahead and just set my concealer that we set down. It does give more of that natural look, which I like. It's not too heavy under there. And it does brighten up, I feel like, since it has a little bit of coverage. So it actually sets really nicely under the eyes. It doesn't feel or look too drying at all, in my opinion. And then I'll go back into light 7 to set the rest of my face with. I'm just using a kind of fluffier powder brush, and we're just going to apply this straight on our foundation. So that's how that side looks. I do feel like it looks a little bit more perfected, and it's not a super matte powder. I actually feel like this side looks a little bit more, has like a radiance to it, almost just a tad bit over this side, just a little. And it just looks more even and more smooth, and I like that it does have a little bit of that coverage that did kind of help with some of the blemishes I did not conceal. So let's go ahead and apply it over here too to even things out. And basically, I feel like that really helped make my skin tint like a little bit more of a medium to full coverage, which you guys know I'm all about that. So I think I really will like this for setting my face when using skin tints, because I never know what powder to use, because I have a lot of just like loose translucent powders that don't add any color, but I like that this does add a little something. It's just, it looks so like blurring on the skin. I think it's very pretty, and it's matte enough for me. So that's kind of how everything looks together. I'm going to put the rest of my makeup on, and I'll be right back. Here's how it looks with the rest of my makeup on. I even put a little bit of cream blush on top, and it blended on fine over the powder. I like how the overall finish is. I think it just looks really flawless. I do want to have this on like a few hours and update you guys how it's kind of keeping my foundation, if we're staying matte. So I will definitely let you guys know. But overall, I'm definitely impressed with the overall finish. And having oily skin, I'm glad that it does mattify enough, but doesn't like completely dry out the face where it looks like you have a lot of texture, and it doesn't enhance my dry spots at all. So far so good. I will see you guys in a few hours for the check-in. Hey guys, I wanted to give you an update on the powder and some natural light here. So I just got done running errands, and I've had the powder, my foundation, and everything on for about 6 hours, and this is how it is looking. I'm honestly very impressed, especially for me having more oily skin. I don't get as oily, of course, in the winter when it is colder, but I haven't had to touch up at all, and I feel like you can't even see that I'm oily at all. So I think it looks really good. It doesn't settle into any fine lines or dry spots, and I feel like my under eyes look good too. Like my concealer is still in place, and it sets really nicely under there. It's still very smooth, just an all over really smooth blurred effect. I'm honestly so impressed with this powder. I can't wait to try it with some other different foundations, but the fact that it held up with a skin tint that's usually more glowy, I used the Tower 28 one. I'm very happy with that. If you do have dry skin, I'm wondering if it might be too dry for you, just because I do have oily skin and it worked really well for me, but maybe if you more lean on the combo side, it might work a little bit better. But if you are very dry, you might want to use a hydrating primer, of course, or a more hydrating foundation. But I really like how this just set in general. It added a tiny bit of coverage. I probably won't be using this as a powder foundation anytime soon, but I really like it to set my makeup, and I really like it under the eyes as well. So that is my little wear test for you guys. I am so far really liking this one. So that is my thoughts on the new Pretty Fresh pressed powder. I'm really impressed with this one, and it's really nice to have this as a drugstore option. I feel like the drugstore lacks in like really good setting powder, so this is definitely the winner for me. And for $14, you really can't beat the price. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Again, I'll have this linked down below if you guys want to check out the powder on Ulta or on Colourpop as well. But thanks so much for watching. Let me know if you guys like these kind of more smaller reviews like this. If you want to see me review more like singular products like foundations, concealers, just as its own video. I feel like I always tend to put these in like a full face, but it's kind of nice to just focus on one thing. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.